Okay, so I've had my follow-up cardiologist appointment after my angiogram. So I thought I'd just give you guys a bit of an update. Now, for those of you new to the channel, I've been diagnosed with cardiovascular disease. And so that's the narrowing of the arteries, the key arteries attached to the heart, if you like. And so I've just had my follow-up cardiologist appointment. Now, when I had my angiogram, they were looking at doing possibly a stent while they were in there. And at the time, the cardiologist said that it was 50-50 and sort of borderline whether he should stent or not, so he didn't do a stent. But after talking to him at this last appointment, he did say that the narrowing is over a longer area. It's not sort of in one location. So even if you did put a stent in, I don't know whether he would have to do multiple stents or no, it wasn't an ideal situation. So that's a big part of the reason why he didn't stent. So I asked him then, what's the next sort of intervention and what is the expectancy? Like, how much time have I got before I will need it looked at? And he did say that he couldn't put a timeline on it. It could be 5, 10, 15 years. And he said the next thing would probably be a heart bypass. But even then, the situation that I have wasn't ideal for a heart bypass either. So it's a bit of a tricky one. So what we're going to do is just keep me on the medication, the statins and the aspirin to thin the blood. And he did say, though, that, the studies long term have shown that medication versus interventions like stents really, they sort of came out much for muchness time-wise before people have sort of serious issues. So that's good news, I suppose. And he also did say that, he had someone who had my similar condition who went 10 years, I think it was, and he didn't do a stent. And after 10 years, they had a heart attack. And when he went and had a look, the artery that had narrowed originally hadn't really progressed any further, and it was another artery which had caused the problems and caused the patient to have a heart attack. So it is what it is, and it's going to be particular to each individual as to how their condition progresses over time. So really, I've got 5, 10, 15 years. I don't know. So the plan going forward is to stay on the statins, stay on the aspirin to thin the blood, and just manage it with medication. I also have to keep up my exercise, so that's walking 5 days a week, 30 minutes, and try and get my heart rate up. So try and find some hilly areas to... He would ideally like to see me get my heart rate up to 125 beats per minute when I'm exercising. Now, currently when I'm walking on moderate hills and things like that, I'm getting up to about 105, and it's dropping back to about 88 within about 60 seconds of getting home. So it does recover pretty quickly. But yeah, I've got to try and do something that's going to get my heart rate up to 125 beats per minute. So I'm thinking I might even try and get back into swimming again. So I might look at doing that. And I did ask him about exercising and what to look out for. And he said if I start getting tight in the chest, then to stop the exercise and call him. And if I wake up in the middle of the night and it feels like I've got an elephant sitting on my chest, then to call an ambulance. And also, if I do start getting tight in the chest, I've got to take nitrous stat. So I carry that with me all the time. So if I do need to, I can take I'll pop one of these tablets under my tongue, and what that does is just opens up the blood vessels to let the blood flow through. So I'll keep them with me all the time, and if I need to, I can take one of those tablets. And the other thing I'll do is to ensure that I'm having a really good diet. I don't really drink alcohol. I'll have a beer if I go out for a special occasion. That's once every 4 or 5 months or something like that. So I've never been a big drinker. I've never smoked, really. As a kid, you had a bit of a puff to be cool, but no, I've never really smoked. So that's not an issue or anything I have to worry about, smoking. So for me, really, it's just diet and exercise. The exercise is 5 days a week, 30 minutes of exercise to get my heart rate up. And diet, I've cut out all sugary things. I've cut out a lot of carbohydrates. So it's really fruit, vegetables, meat in moderation. You know, I have a bit of roast beef or chicken is what I'll have, just in moderation, not a lot of it. I do have cereal for breakfast, and I've added seeds to my cereal. For lunch is more like a Mediterranean diet, so it's a salad. I do have a couple of slices of bread for carbs at lunchtime. And for dinner, it's a light dinner. It might be, you know, a piece of chicken, vegetables, and a little bit of potato, not a lot, just a little bit. And that's my dinner. And then I finish eating around about 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and then I don't eat anything till breakfast the next morning, which is 8:30, somewhere around there. And I also have 2 coffees a day, 2 espresso coffees. So I go from breakfast to lunch without eating anything in between, and then from lunch to dinner, I'll have, say, a piece of fruit in the afternoon just to have something to eat, because I do start getting a bit peckish around about 3 o'clock. And then it's just breakfast, lunch, dinner, bit of fruit, water, coffee, and that's it. That's my diet. But definitely no chips, potato chips, nothing deep fried, because the trans fats are terrible for you. Minimal carbs as possible, and nothing sugary. Like, I'll have like a half a teaspoon of sugar in my coffee, but no chocolate bars, lollies. I won't eat biscuits. I won't even have dry crackers. You know, just my 3 meals a day, and that's it basically. All right, I think that about covers it for this video. What I think I'll do is I might do more videos like this. I have just sold my motorcycle, if you didn't know, so I'm going to be bikeless for about 4 weeks until my Indian chief gets here, and then I'll be fine again. So I think in that interim period, I'll just do videos like this and keep you updated as to what's going on. I am going to try and get some test rides. I want to talk to Mark tomorrow about those. I'd love to do a comparison video between the Indian Scout and the new Super Meteor 650 from Royal Enfield. So I'm going to try and hook that up. And I did have a request to test ride the Indian Challenger, which I'd love to do. I'm not sure if Mark has a demonstrator of that particular bike, so I will see if I can organise that as well. All right, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. As always, I truly appreciate all your support. And until next time, bye for now. Oh, and here's a couple of other videos you might be interested in. Catch you later.